The Brant goose is a species of goose of the genus Branta. The black brant is an American subspecies. Branta is a Latinized form of Old Norse brandgás, burnt goose, and bernicla is the medieval Latin name for the barnacle. The brent and the similar barnacle goose were previously considered one species, formerly believed to be the same creature as the crustacean. That myth can be dated back to at least the 12th century. Gerald of Wales claimed to have seen these birds hanging down from pieces of timber. William Turner accepted the theory, and John Gerard claimed to have seen the birds emerging from the shells. The legend persisted until the end of the 18th century. In County Kerry, until relatively recently, Catholics could eat this bird on a Friday because it counted as fish. The Brent system, a major oil field, was named after the species. Description: the brand goose is a small goose with a short, stubby bill. It measures 55 to 66 centimeters long, 106 to 121 centimeters across the wings, and weighs 0.88 to 2.2 kilograms. The undertail is pure white, and the tail black and very short. The species is divided 3 subspecies: dark-bellied brant goose BB, bernicla; pale-bellied brant goose BB, rota; black brant B, nigricans. Some DNA evidence suggests that these forms are genetically distinct, while a split into 3 separate species has been proposed. It is not widely accepted, with other evidence upholding the maintenance as a single species. The body of the dark-bellied form is fairly uniformly dark gray-brown all over, the flanks and belly not significantly paler than the back. The head and neck are black with a small white patch on either side of the neck. It breeds on the Arctic coasts of central and western Siberia and winters in Western Europe, with over half the population in southern England, the rest between northern Germany and northern France. The pale-bellied brant goose appears blackish-brown and light gray in color. The body is different shades of gray-brown all over. The flanks and belly are significantly paler than the back and present a marked contrast. The head and neck are black with a small white patch on either side of the neck. It breeds in France, Joseph Land, Svalbard, Greenland and northeastern Canada, wintering in Denmark, northeast England, Ireland and the Atlantic coast of the U.S. from Maine to Georgia. The black brant appears blackish-brown and white in color. This form is a very contrastingly black and white bird, with a uniformly dark sooty brown back, similarly colored underparts and a prominent white flank patch. It also has larger white neck patches, forming a near-complete collar. It breeds in northwestern Canada, Alaska and eastern Siberia, and wintering mostly on the west coast of North America from southern Alaska to California, but also some in East Asia, mainly Japan. The Asian populations of the black brant populations had previously been regarded as a separate subspecies orientalis based on purported paler upper parts coloration. However, it is generally now believed that this is not correct. A 4th form has been proposed, although no formal subspecies description has been made as yet, for a population of birds breeding in central Arctic Canada and wintering on Puget Sound on the American west coast around the U.S.-Canada border. These birds are intermediate in appearance between black brant and pale-bellied brant, having brown upper parts and gray underparts which give less of a contrast with the white flank patch. Given that this population exhibits mixed characters, it has also been proposed that, rather than being a separate subspecies, it is actually a result of interbreeding between these 2 forms. Habitat: it used to be a strictly coastal bird in winter, seldom leaving tidal estuaries, where it feeds on eelgrass and the seaweed, sea lettuce. On the east coast of North America, the inclusion of sea lettuce is a recent change to the diet, brought about by a blight on eelgrass in 1931. This resulted in the near extirpation of the brant. The few that survived changed the diet to include sea lettuce until the eelgrass eventually began to return. Brants have maintained this diet ever since as a survival strategy. In recent decades, it has started using agricultural land a short distance inland, feeding extensively on grass and winter-sown cereals. This may be behavior learned by following other species of geese. Food resource pressure may also be important in forcing this change, as the world population has risen over tenfold to 400,000–500,000 by the mid-1980s, possibly reaching the carrying capacity of the estuaries. In the breeding season, it uses low-lying wet coastal tundra for both breeding and feeding. The nest is bowl-shaped, lined with grass and down, in an elevated location, often in a small pond. The Brant goose is one of the species to which the Agreement on the Conservation of African Eurasian Migratory Waterbirds applies.